Welcome to the Great Outdoors. We're glad you could join us today. Today we're in Panama City, Florida, one of my old stomping grounds when I was in the U.S. military. I was in the Air Force and I served at Tyndall Air Force Base for a while. And when I hear these jets taking off in the morning and watching them disappear into the morning sky, brings back a lot of memories. They were good memories. We had a bunch of good people. And I think anytime you deal with the military, you have good people. But today we're going to take you to the Zoo World, which is in Panama City and on the beach. And we're going to take you and show you places where you can actually go and not spend an arm and a leg. And you know, for people like us, we just don't have the money that it takes to afford these big luxury vacations. But if you go in the off season, you can get a room that's decent. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for places where we can go as Christians and just have a good time with the entire family and enjoy ourselves as a family. So we're going to head out to Zoo World, and we've been there once before, a number of years ago, when we were shooting for WDHN. And we'll stay with us, and we'll be right back. Well, after checking out some of the local shops, we finally arrived at Zoo World. And I was reading their sign, and it says that Elliot, the giraffe, has a girlfriend. Well, this isn't Elliot. This is a lizard, and it is still cold here in Panama City, so make sure you bring your heat lamp if you're a lizard. You know, once we got inside, the first thing you see is all these beautiful little monkeys. And monkeys, to me, are just so adorable. You know, they're climbing around, and you just seem to have the life of Riley. I don't know what that means. I don't know if Riley had a great life or what. But anyway, they're climbing around, and this was a cage full of baby squirrel monkeys, and they were just gorgeous. You know, if you get a chance, you need to get down here to Panama City if you're in the area, and you can enjoy the zoo. It's on the Front Beach Road, and you know, even if you would like some place to help out, they take volunteers. They'll your time, and they'll take donations. They'll gladly accept your money. And then it was off to the river otters. I just love river otters. And this one little guy, not the big one, the little one that's in the front part of the picture. Now he'll eat something, and then he'll go off into the water, swim around once, come back and get another bite to eat. And that's how he eats. He continuously does that. He takes a bite, goes back into the water, comes back, gets another one. But this one is much larger. He's probably a lot older. And there he goes again. And there he goes again. I don't know. He's just having a good time. But the bigger one, she looked a little older, and she just liked trying to get warm. And she kind of was liking the little kids that were there looking at her, and she was having a good time. Zoo is a 501c3 organization, which means they're non-profit, so they could use your help. Now it's off to the parrots. There's parrots all over this zoo in different locations. They're well taken care of. Here we caught a couple of them just getting ready for dinner, I guess, because they're saying their prayers. So let me ask you a question. What's it like being at Zoo World? Great. You like it? Yeah. Huh? Is it better than being out in the wild? Yep. Do they take good care of you? Excellent. Huh? Do they? You're so pretty bird. Thanks. Ain't neat? You're a pretty bird. That thing doesn't bite, does it? No. Who's that behind you in the big red? There's every kind of parrot you can ever think of here at Zoo World. They're well taken care of, and they're out where you can interact with them. I just would not say go ahead and touch them, because parrots do have a very, very sharp beak, and they have been known to penetrate human skin. And they can be very noisy, like this guy. He was very noisy. But they are some beautiful, beautiful birds. So it's on to some of the bigger birds. This one doesn't fly. This is an ostrich or something like that. Anyway, I'm not going to tell you what these animals are. You need to get down there and find out for yourself. You can see he's enjoying a little snack that we put out there for him. And you can buy food to feed the animals. There are certain ones that you can and some you can't feed. But they've got a number of these birds, and small, medium, and large. All God's creatures are just adorable, and I love spending time with them. Then it's time to move on to the prairie dogs, some of my favorite little critters. You can feel the love. They're just hugging and trying to stay warm. I mean, it was cold, and they were underneath that heat lamp, and some had burrowed under the ground, but they're just adorable animals. How anyone could ever want to harm one is just beyond me. They're God's gift to us, and we should appreciate it. They have a lot of different types of mammals that are in the ape family. This was a jovial guy who I tried to get his attention, and he just kind of was busy chewing on whatever he had. And he seemed to be enjoying it, just checking out the people and eating his stuff. And of course you guys know what these guys are. Yep, but they're feeling the love. You can see how important families are. Just keep an eye on these two mandrills. That's a male and a female, and you can tell that they're in love. They're a family, and that's one good thing about coming to the zoo with your family.
Good girl, just put his arm around her. Good.
After you get into the zoo, there's one section off to the left that's got tons and tons of these little tiny monkeys, all different breeds and sizes, and it's just hard to follow them when they're out there running around in their cage. They're either eating or they're running. But you know, as long as they're happy and they can make you and your kids happy, that's really all that matters. That's what life is all about. Family. And there were a lot of kids, and they were all interested in the monkeys. Who wouldn't be? They're just so adorable. Just all shapes.
Hello, welcome to the Great Outdoors. We're here at Zoo World, and this is the manager. This is Stephanie Zedek. How do you spell that? How do you say that?
It's Sinnott. It's yeah, it's spelled like tennis backwards, kind of. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay,
but different.
It's been a while since I've been here. Things have changed.
Absolutely, things have changed, and even in the last couple of years, we've got lots of projects going on.
What kind of projects do you have going on?
Well, we've gotten some new additions animal-wise, but we've also had the opportunity, we've got some more funds coming in our direction, so we've been able to revamp some of our older exhibits, tear down some of the ones that have been around since we started over 20 years ago, and rebuild them fresh and new, and it's been great. It's gonna, be the end of our maintenance guys, but it's been great. They've been busy.
You're a 501c, right?
Yes, we are.
You just get donations, and you get your admission fees, which is technically a donation. And that's it. I mean, you don't make rent. So
we don't
take donations.
We do take donations, and a lot of people don't understand. We do take an entry fee, but everything goes back into the park. We are a 501c3, but we don't get any steady funding from any government, state, city, any source like that. So it all comes in through our admissions, through folks donating and sponsoring, programs that we do, events, things like that. It all comes in and it all goes back out into the park. Nobody's making big bank here.
Nobody?
No, we all get paid in peanuts.
Okay. What are some of the things that you got down the road? Some of the projects that are in the works?
Well, let's see. Right now, in the last couple of years, what we've been working on doing, like I said, is revamping some of our older exhibits. And our next big project, I think, is to do some revisions in our New Guinea singing dog yard. Our lion yard, we're wanting to do some more stuff, and we're wanting to try to add more natural features like rock formations and things like that. Those are quite costly, though. So we've got a lot of big projects like that we want to do. We've been able to add some water features into some of our cat exhibits that on your last visit probably weren't there. We've got some new ponds in a couple of them. So so we've been able to do a lot of stuff like that, and we want to keep doing that, and we want to continue on, with the enrichment and things like that. Animals are kind of destructive, so the toys are they go through them kind of fast sometimes.
I can understand
and even the indestructible ones are quite costly. So we've been able to get a small shipment of large enrichment items in not too long ago, and would love to keep doing that more and more and more. So
can someone make it? How do they go about making donations?
Okay, it's really easy. They can mail us, they can snail mail it, they can call us over the phone, they can come in. We do have a donation button on our website at zooworldpcb.net. We do have a PayPal button so you can donate. Or if there's something specific, if you want to call and find out, or email us and find out if there's something specific that you can purchase and bring by. So donations come in all forms, shapes, and sizes, whether it's food, treats, toys, lumber, your time.
There's another point. Volunteering. You take volunteers.
Absolutely.
Okay. Do they have to have any special?
A willingness to do anything needed. So, you know, if they have special skills, they do have construction skills, and we have a project going on, we can certainly use them. But, you know, there's things with daily maintenance that, you know, we've got sidewalks that need pressure washing, all the way down to stuff like that, that's stuff that we have to do. But if we can get help out doing that and maintaining it more, that means more time that the keepers and the staff, and even the volunteers, can get involved in doing more of our animal care routines.
We're here at Zoo World. It's very, very windy, so if you hear the wind noise in my microphone, it's because it's like a 40-mile-an-hour wind. Zoo World is a 501c nonprofit organization that could use your help and volunteers or with cash donations. You can have your picture taken as a monkey here at the zoo. You've got interaction with animals that you can feed and so forth. They have all kinds of wildlife and zoo animals, and for a very modest fee you can come here, spend a day from 9 to 5. You can have birthday parties, you can have all kinds of things here at the zoo itself. They've got Florida bears, they've got otters, they've got giraffes, they've got all kinds of birds and monkeys, and just great fun for the kids. It's educational. They have educational programs. One thing I forgot to ask you during the donation, is that tax deductible?
They are. They are. So
if you've got money that, I mean, taxes are going to be a big problem here. People are looking for ways to get write-offs.
Absolutely.
And donations to places like this is a write-off.
It is a write-off, and so it's kind of a double bonus when you donate to a 501c3, because not only are you making a big difference to that nonprofit, but at the end of the year, you're making a little bit of a difference in your pocketbook too.
Big woolly sheep. What's going on? You okay? Huh? Pretty boy. Yeah, pretty good. No, they can't get out. They're locked in. Uh-oh.
It's a lousy.
Scared them.
Look at that giraffe.
He's a baby.
The giraffe's standing. Hey, giraffe. Come here, cushy, cushy.
They call it a dromedary.
things that I always find interesting about animal organizations such as this, or rescue centers or sanctuaries, is that they have an education section. What does Zoo World have in the form of education?
Well, actually, we have a lot of different things that we do. First and foremost, when people come in, we want to get their attention. We have the opportunity to have the animals in close proximity, so it's safe, but so they can actually see them and truly appreciate them. There's still a lot of generations that can't tell the difference between a lion and a tiger. So we want them to start learning these animals, and then also starting to learn through reading signs that are posted in front of the exhibits that might have a little bit of natural history about an animal, where it's from, what it might eat, some characteristics, if it's endangered or not.
That's important.
We have daily shows and presentations that are included within missions, and we encourage people to come out because we try to capture you and kind of edutain you. We do these presentations, they're fun, you're captivated, but there's also facts being thrown out. We do also work with interns at the college level. We have summer camps. We do a lot of different programs, and we're trying to continually add on to that. So even if it's something as simple as someone coming in and having a personal encounter with a gray wolf or a lion cub or a tiger cub, you have that one-on-one interaction. It's a little bit more. It's a little more touching, and you seem to take it home and to heart a little bit more than just seeing it out in a book or on the internet. You know, it's a little more impactful when you have that experience and somebody's sitting there and you're looking at these beautiful creatures and you're being told just how few of them are left in the wild. So.
Well, I'll tell you, it's definitely important to know just how important animals are.
Absolutely.
To our way of life.
Absolutely. You know, the wild is no longer the wild for these guys anymore. The habitats are diminishing at an increasing rate every single day, and it's the two-legged humans that have created a lot of that problem. So it's really up to us to try to help with the solution. And it's a long-term goal that zoos and facilities worldwide are working on together, whether that's just plain in education and teaching people, if that's breeding programs to help replenish animals that might be able to be re-released back into the wild. We do participate in some of those as well. So there are some long-term goals just in general in the industry to try to hopefully secure natural habitats for them instead of diminishing them.
How do you get your animals?
Well, zoos, just like ourselves, we get a lot of our animals by working with other zoos. Sometimes there's breeding facilities that we work with to help repopulate. Sometimes you get the occasional that comes in from a private owner. And that's another thing, is exotics are still in the pet trade right now, and a lot of times people are not educated by, say, a pet store or a breeder, someone trying to sell them something, as to what they're actually getting into. So you may have someone that bought a parrot or a lemur and they weren't properly educated, and a year or two later they don't want it anymore because it might be biting or it might be loud. So sometimes we get animals that way as well. But we do like to try to work with other zoos and facilities and loan animals out and work together.
So you're not a wildlife sanctuary?
No.
No. So
No.
If people out there find animals that are wildlife or natural to this area, they need to find a wildlife sanctuary.
Absolutely. Right? In most cases, it's best to leave nature to itself if you can. If it's a situation where you have to step in, then you want to call a wildlife rehabilitator or Fish and Wildlife, and they can call us and we can contact them and help get them in contact with. But definitely, you know, sit back and watch first and see. A lot of times, you know, nature does take care of itself if we don't get involved.
Right. What are your hours?
Well, we have regular business hours. We're open year-round. We're closed just a couple days out of the year, and generally speaking, we're open at 9:30, and depending on the time of year, we close at 4 or 5.
Okay. Shows?
Shows.
7 days a week?
7 days a week,
You
right?
have a wildlife show with wolves, live wild wolves. What else?
We have our gray wolf presentation where they bring our boys out, they talk about them, you get a chance to interact with them. We have Parrots and Pals, which is a combination of parrots, mammals, and reptiles. And then when we get busier in our summer season, we kind of divide those up and have just a parrot show and then also a small animal and reptile show.
Real quick, what are some of the babies that are here now?
Well, right now our youngest is our camel, Lawrence.
Oh yeah, I've seen him.
He's so cute.
Gorgeous.
He kind of steals the show.
What's up with the giraffe and the blanket? He's got a blanket on. Is he
She's
cold?
a little baby girl.
Oh.
She's a princess.
Well,
it's cold outside.
He was real. Is he going to be the or is she going to be the mate for the male that's in? And
She
you got him
will.
locked up.
He's in. Did he go back in?
He's in there. Yeah,
Oh,
he can't
he's
get out
inside.
now.
If the camel and the little giraffe are out together, then the big giraffe stays inside.
Yeah, he
The
probably-
camel right now, he's growing up with the little female giraffe as,
Yeah,
as kind of a buddy. As he gets older, he's getting more independent. But the little girl giraffe, she gets to play with both the male
Yeah.
giraffe and the camel, so she kind of
that's
gets the best
cute.
of both worlds. But
Okay, well, Stephanie, I want to thank you very
Thank
much.
you for coming.
And thank you for allowing
Thank
us
you.
here in the great outdoors. And folks, we'll see you the next time here in the great outdoors. Goodbye.